There we go. There we go. Took it a second. Took it a second. Hey, Chris Jenkins, credentialed member of the media, covering the Carolina Panthers for Charlotte Vibe, a.k.a. Man of the People, as the people here working at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium would say, the hardest working man is showbiz. Chris Jenkins here, reporting live with a big old smile on my face. I texted a friend during the game and said, hey, you guys may get the unprofessional, unfiltered fan response, but I had a chance to bring it back together, so you're going to get the professional me. But, man, these cardiac cats will give it to you, won't they? Hey, final score in this game, Carolina Panthers 30, Atlanta Falcons 27, 2 years in a row, 2 incredible games by Bryce Young. Overtime, Carolina Panthers are victorious. They climb up to 6-5. We're going to go ahead and show you the rankings right now, this NFC South. Currently, the Carolina Panthers sit in second place. Let's look at this right here. Carolina Panthers 6-5 in second place. Tampa Bay Buccaneers 6-4. Atlanta Falcons 3-7. New Orleans Saints 2-8. So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have now lost 2 games in a row, giving us this opportunity we have here to be a half game back. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers played the Buffalo Bills today, I believe, in Buffalo. Yep, in Buffalo. The final score in that game was 32 by Tampa Bay, 44 by Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen was responsible for 6 touchdowns, 3 passing, 3 running. But you know what? We got a superstar today for the Carolina Panthers, and that would be Bryce Young, throwing a franchise record, career high 448 yards passing. That's something that Jake Delhomme has not done, something that Cam Newton has not done, something that only Bryce Young has done, 448 yards passing. So let's go ahead and give it up for Bryce Young. I didn't hear my sound effects. Hold on. We got to make sure that everything's plugged in here properly. Let's see what we got going on here. Let's try that one more time. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. There we go. There we go. Now I got everything going. It's a lot going on over here. All right. Just a moment. All right. So, yeah, there we go. Bryce Young with that career high, season high, franchise record, 448 yards. So we're going to go ahead and get into it all here today. So we got a lot of stuff lined up for you. Let me tell you what to expect from today's show. We're going to go through photos from today's action, pressures from Coach Dave Canales as well as Bryce Young. We're going to look at some stats. We're going to go ahead and take a look at what's going on in the locker room. I'm going to go ahead and give you my breakdown and analysis of what happened today. So that is what all you could expect for me to cover here in these next 60 minutes or less. And I ask one favor of you. All right, free show, free content. So do me a favor, subscribe if you have not already done so. As I told you in the pregame show, if you happen to have watched that, if you haven't, go ahead and go back and watch that. Help me out. Give me some more views on that one. But we go live pregame at 11 a.m., 2 hours before kickoff. We go live. We try to get down on the field as quickly as possible within 30 minutes to give you the postgame wrap-up, and it's an interactive show. So nobody else does that but Charlotte Vibe. I hope you can appreciate that, and if you do, that you subscribe. You want to become a member, help financially support us because we need it. That's in the description, but also super chats, super thanks. Always good and appreciative. We try to get 3 super chats per show. All right, so do that if you can. Let's go ahead without further ado. Let's take a look back at the game that was, and man, it was an incredible game. You had, in the media, you're trying to, of course, get online as quickly as possible, inform the people about what's happening, do your show. And so everybody's like writing, starting the fourth quarter, then you're rewriting, then you're changing, then you're writing all these options. So that was me today. I have many versions of headlines and stories, but we won today, so I get to go with that great feel-good story, Bryce Young coming back. But let's go ahead and share with you guys some of the photos and action from today's matchup. Give me just a second. I did not do one thing that I need to do, and you're going to see me duck around on camera here for a second. But once I get all this correct, then we'll be back and do what we need to do here. Meanwhile, you can enjoy the kids behind me having a good time, doing what they do. All right. All right, so here we go. Let's take a look at photographs from today. Again, big shout-outs to all the staff that make everything possible. You guys see me on the camera all the time, but what you don't see is my guy Patrick Snyder, who does a phenomenal job. I can't even put into words how much he does to get photos pre-game, during game, and after game for the show. My guy Hunter Bailey back in Charlotte does give me the tidbits from the coach press conferences, and as well as Bryce, as well as in the locker room, as well as handling Twitter throughout the day. And then, of course, you see me here. So thank you guys for the team, Patrick and Hunter, for what you do. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at these photos. Action from today. Here we go. Let's start with the end of the game, the phenomenal part. You can't see in there. You see the punter, Sam Martin. But you also should see in there number 10, Ryan Fitzgerald, with his game-winning field goal today. That was not the first time that he's done that, ladies and gentlemen. It's not even the second time that he's done that, ladies and gentlemen. That is the third time during his rookie year that Ryan Fitzgerald, excuse me, has kicked a game-winning field goal. Great stuff, great stuff. He's a rookie. He's been doing well this season. Hopefully he's somebody that can be around for a while. You know, here in Carolina, we've gone through our share of kickers. And ironically, just today for Atlanta, Zane Gonzalez was kicking, right? So you want to get some steady eddies back there. And congrats to him for Ryan Fitzgerald for what he did. We'll just see that we just got one super chat. Keep it going. Keep it going. We need 2 more. Please and thank you. And in case you missed it, this is what happened in overtime. Our quarterback, Bryce Young, dropped back, not too deep, but on a crossing pattern hit number 82, Tommy Tremble. And Tommy Tremble started rumbling, stumbling, tumbling. I can't do the great Chris Berman, but he did. And, man, you see some pure excitement there as he was rumbling, stumbling, trying to get that touch. Nearly got a touchdown. It was a huge gain by Tommy Tremble. Awesome play. That play right there led to the field goal, which ultimately won the game. And then here's another great one. Did you see it? Did you see it? Now, to me, let me get back on the screen here. I got a lot of stuff going on here. Let's see. Let me get back to the screen here. So for me, all right, this is just for me, Chris Jenkins. When a game is as good as it is, and a play is extraordinary as it is, I think there needs to be some leniency given towards the technicalities of the game, right? So it's like if you see that Rico Dowdle stepped down and it was clean, but as his foot comes up, some of the gravel comes up and maybe it looks like the white, but I don't know. It's a tenth of an inch. Let's zoom in 500%. AI generate, all this stuff. Just give the guy credit for the good play. Let him have the touchdown. Do we really have to go through all that? But nevertheless, great shot, Rico. He did not score. Ultimately, Tetaroa was able to score. But then you see his cavalry, Cade Mays and Chandler Zavala, coming down the field. Man, Cade Mays is a big dude, but he's running. That is awesome to see right there. Good stuff. Let's continue to roll through these photographs. Hey, we've got a lot of people watching. You guys know the program, right? Independent media. We need you to hit that like button so other Panther fans see this broadcast, see this show, see that we're broadcasting live on the field. Credentialed members of the media doing so, and love your support. My man Tetaroa McMillan, who had a career day here in Atlanta. Career day. We're going to go through the stats later on in the show, but yeah, great to see Tetaroa McMillan succeeding. Great to see all these guys starting to have a little bit of a blossom today. Anytime you have 448 yards passage, you're going to have some guys do some things that you haven't seen them do and you're happy about. And Tetaroa was one of those guys. Something that, somebody said recently last week as we're talking about Bryce and could he be the guy? Would he not be the guy? What are his challenges? It's like you can't doubt Bryce Young's toughness. He definitely has some toughness to him, right? Did he get hit today? Yeah. Did he get hurt today? Sure did. And here's one of those times that Bryce got hit today. You see that ankle wrapped up heavily, which happened in the second quarter. You're thinking, okay, Bryce Young is out. Here comes Andy Dalton. Uh-oh, what do we got here? But no, Bryce Young got taped up and came on back out on the field and led his team to a victory. We got some more good action here. How about this shot? I didn't even notice this during the game. Well, up in the press box, don't have the best views here in Atlanta, but they did open up the ceiling, the roof, and that was awesome. But nevertheless, Tetero McMillan getting upended, trying to get all that he can get, and a great shot again by our photographer, Patrick Snyder. Give me just a second. Here's a little bit of that continuation of that airborne shot by Tetero McMillan. And then, you know, the game kept having opportunities for the Carolina Panthers, and unlike last week versus the New Orleans Saints, this week we took advantage of them. It scared me there for a minute. We had many, many scary points. And let me just go ahead and plug that we do a show again tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern time. That show is dedicated 100% towards answering you guys' questions, having you call in, and talking more in depth about today's matchup. Man, it was some scary moments today, but we were able to take advantage of this one right here. Sorry, I thought I had myself on the screen, and I did not. Whoops. It happened. But this picture right here tells a great story of the recovery by Princely Yellen, who got the recovery on the kickoff. And this is what changed the game, right? This was absolutely a tale of two halves this game today. Very, very two completely different halves. As a matter of fact, I'm going to come back to the stats, but I do want to quickly tell one stat. At halftime, score was, come on. Give me what I want here. All right, this isn't giving me exactly what I want. I'm going to have to do my fast math. At halftime, score was 10-21. 10-21 at the half. At this point, Bryce had 130 yards, 27 rushes by our offense. And on the other side, Bijan Robinson had 93 yards. Drake London had 108. It's like, wow. You flip that to – so, again, Bijan had 93, Drake 108. Second half, what did they have? Second half. Now, this is what you like to see. This is what you like to see. This is what you've been wanting to see, but we can't get fixated on this is what it is for this Carolina Panthers team. They're still young. They're still growing, but things are getting better and better, all right? I clearly remember so many games where I'm talking about this matchup, and I say, hey, both teams go into the locker room at the halftime. They get 15 minutes to make adjustments to come on out. They come out, and the other team does better than the Carolina Panthers do. Saw it many, many times. Like, man, you know what that is? That's getting out-coached. That is getting out-coached, and we need to get better at not being out-coached. Now today, again, Drake London, a little over 100 yards, and Bijan just under 100 yards in the first half alone. Flip to the second half. Bijan Robinson had 11 yards. 11 yards. Drake London, even though he did get hurt, but it was at the very, very end of the game, Drake London had 11 yards. Both of these guys have nearly 100 yards apiece first half. They have 11 yards exactly apiece in the second half. Let's give a where's my sound effect at? Let's give a round of applause there for this coaching staff and doing so. All right, let's continue to rock through these photographs that tell the story of today. Got a little Bryce Young here. Another sack. He did get sacked several times today. You know, he was running around for his life, but he did a good job of it. And again, we're going to get into some stats from today, break this down even further about what you saw with Bryce Young today. And this is something that, you know, I thought you guys were going to see quite a bit in this first half. In this post-game show, but the story ended up changing. This is a celebration by Bijan Robinson after scoring one of his. I think he had 2 touchdowns in that first half. Had an outstanding game. Him and Drake London, again, just totally dominated the first half. All right, let's continue to work through some of these shots here. Great game. Carolina Panthers win in overtime here in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Final score 30. Carolina Panthers 27, Atlanta Falcons. We got one super chat. If you guys don't mind, I need 2 more super chats. They could be 99 cents. It doesn't take much. Would appreciate it. The goal is 3 each and every game. But you can't see it, almost can see it in this picture, but an excellent picture here. The Carolina Panthers here, Bryce Young, looks like he's throwing the screen pass to JT Sanders. I think on this one he might have gained about 5 yards or so. But you see, beautiful stadium. And here's my tip to you guys. If you are in Charlotte and you like the Carolina Panthers, I suggest that you make a road trip to Atlanta and come watch a game. A few reasons why I suggest that. Number one, awesome, incredible, spectacular stadium. Like, unbelievable stadium. Number two, their fan base does not always show up well to the games, right? So you can get a nice indoor seat at one of the better stadiums in the NFL just by driving down the road. Nice little road trip. City has a lot to offer. I'm just saying, my little tip to you guys about checking out the Carolina Panthers. I think it's a good road trip that's not far at all. A lot of bang for your buck coming down here to Atlanta to check it out. You guys, look there. Just hit 3 super chats for the show. Appreciate it. That's not the end of the goal line. We can keep going. I need you guys to keep going because, again, Patrick's over here getting ready. Hunter's back there in Charlotte doing his thing. Takes a few dollars to get this thing going. But and keep it going. And we want to keep it going, keep giving you guys this content that is unique to Charlotte Vibe. So let's continue to work through some of these photographs here. Can't quite see who that is. I see a 2 for the Atlanta Falcons. So I'm not sure if that's 20. That might be D. Alfred. But nevertheless, that is Bryce Young, again, under pressure, as he was many times during this game, and just kept on fighting through it, man. You got to give that guy a lot of credit for fighting through it. And here's a shot when Bryce had gone down. You know, when he went down and he stayed down, I was like, oh, goodness. Because, again, talking to Bryce's toughness, you haven't seen Bryce Young get hit and then he's just like down like that. In all of his 3 years, you have not seen Bryce Young get hit and then he's down and it's like, oh, like that's what you thought. That's what many people thought you'd see coming out of Alabama, small guy. Like, man, if he gets hit, what's going to happen? So this was my first time seeing like, oh, he must be really, really hurt. Had thrown off his helmet, then I guess he put it back on. But then guess what he did? He walked off the field under his own strength. And when he did that, it's like, okay. And then he walked out of the stadium like, oh, what's going on? But anyway, Bryce Young, definitely a man with some grit. Another great shot there by Patrick. Let's continue to rock through this. And here we have Teteroa McMillan fighting for his first touchdown of the game. Really good shot here. He got 1, 2, 3 guys all over him, and he was still able to fight for that touchdown and get that touchdown. A touchdown that at one point had me a little upset, thinking, all right, did you not have some feelings a little bit during this game that here we go again? The same thing that we did against the New Orleans Saints. We come out, we score, they score, and then it's like watching paint dry. Like, boring. Like, what's going to happen here? But we did manage to get it going. And thus I have a smile on my face, and thus we have more photographs to show of this game today. And then here you have it. What is this, folks? This is the customary hug that you'll get from Bryce Young and head coach Dave Canales after a victory. The 6th one of the year, matching the total from last season with many, many more to go. So that's awesome. That's cool. We got one more super chat. We're up to 5. I won't be mad if we get to 10 guys. That allow me to get more help and do what I do again. It was funny. Like it happens more than once where pregame I'm breaking down to guys like, man, you do it all. One man shop. I'm like, yeah, kind of, sort of, but not really because Patrick's here running around. Hunter's back in Charlotte. Ultimately, it really would be helpful to have at least a 4-man team running Charlotte Vibe with all that we do. just sharing that because that's where your super chats go to, is hiring the resources to get more bodies out here so I can continue to bring you guys the coverage that I do, that I love, that you love. And
we're walking across we're going to leave the stadium.
Another shot here of Mr. Bryce Young celebrating as he gets ready to walk off the field. And then we have one more from Mr. Bryce Young here. Oh, nope, that's actually the same one. So there you have it. Bryce Young. I'm going to step off the screen here for just a second. But there you have Bryce Young celebrating as he should, being happy as he should, as again, he set a franchise record today. We're going to go into the stats here in just a second. But before we get into those stats, we are going to go over the highlights from the press conference with Dave Canales first. We've got some highlights from that we're going to share. And then we're also going to go through the highlights from Bryce Young as well, speaking with the media. So give me just a moment. I'm going to dial those up. And as I do get ready to dial those up, again, thanks for the super chats. I am going to mention you here in just a second. But right now I want to make sure I get through a lot more of this content. Actually, let's go ahead and do this right now because your super chats came through, and I appreciate it. All right. In no particular order. Karen White with her super chat. Karen, thank you very, very much for your support. Let's give you a little sound effect there. Karen for her support. Appreciate it very much. Ebony Skinner, great job. Bryce fighting through the injury for the W. Yes. Good stuff by Bryce. Thank you, Ebony, for that super chat very, very much. 2 Block. I like the names. You guys have some really good creative names. 2 Block, I appreciate you. $5 super chat. Thank you for your support of Charlotte Vibe as well. And let's continue to rock through it. We got Jackie Robinson. Jackie Robinson, thank you so much for your super chat. $5 super chat from Jackie Robinson. And then we have, I used to get this wrong. I used to mess it up. They say bow, but it's bowl. How could I not get that right? Bowl now with the forget to make the bet, but I will give. All right, so sometimes, like I said, you may see some things going on. You forgot to make the bet, but you will give. I appreciate it. I got you now. I got you. He said that he was going to make a bet on the under with the Carolina Panthers being the ones to win that one, and he forgot to make his bet, but he did make this bet. 1 second here. And Darrell, who's also a member. Darrell, appreciate you very much. Canales was holding Bryce back. No. We're not. No. Canales is not holding Bryce Young back. Bryce has the ability to throw the ball down the field all the time, but he doesn't do it. Andy Dalton comes in the game. He has the same coach, and he plays it differently, all right? So with that being said, Bryce today, and it didn't even happen the first half, right? If you kind of think about it, this is what happened. Bryce gets hurt. He goes to the locker room, and then he comes back out. He's like, you know what? I got to put this team on my back. I got to win. Like he just went into this different zone, right? You can call it Bama Bryce. You can call it Clutch Bryce. It's a Bryce that I wish I had a switch to flip so I could just hold it on more often. But it was clearly Bryce just starting to get his mojo. Because when he was throwing those balls downfield, they weren't all just like wide open, plenty of space. He threw some tight windows as well. And before you just see him either not see it or check away from it. And today he went for it. So I won't say that was Dave Canales holding him back. I feel like that's really a Bryce thing where Bryce got it together a little bit more and did what he did. But I'm glad that we got the W. And then we also, great job, Chris. Love your show and your picks. So that's a shout out to Patrick Snyder. They love the picks. That's that guy that you see. Let me see if I can find a photograph to embarrass Patrick here from earlier today to show you guys what he goes through and getting us these shots. Let me see here. I might still have it. Yeah, here we go. This is what I hate that it's so small though. But this is what our photographer goes through Again, that is a blurry photograph. I hate that this blurry patch is probably going to choke me out later on today. But that is a picture that I grabbed of Patrick earlier today while he was getting some photographs. As you see, this man comes with all the gear to get all the things that we need. All right, let's go ahead and jump into the press conferences. So give me just a second to switch gears and get this queued up for you guys, all right? Appreciate the patience, everybody. And if you're watching and you hadn't liked the video yet, make sure you do that. All right, so here's Dave Canales talking about his happiness from today's matchup. Again, Hunter, thank you for feeding this to me in my ear. Let's see if I hit the right button. Looks like I have. Dave Canales on this game today.
You know, he was dealing with some stuff. You know, it was the ankle flared up a couple times, and he was able to, you know, they checked it out and they made sure that everything was, you know, structurally fine. And you know, at that point, it was just a pain tolerance thing, and he you know, gutted it out, and he wanted to do that for his teammates. And I'm just really proud of the way that he stepped in there and made the plays when we needed him to.
All right, and let's talk about B. John Robinson. You already touched on B. John having an incredible first half, not so incredible second half. Coach Canales also touched on B. John Robinson and his first half.
We have to have the full group rallying to the ball so that if someone does miss, someone's there to pick it up. And he picked up a bunch of extra yards that way. You know, playing the little details, all those things, you know, were talked about at the half. And that really wasn't the full story. It was really just about the guys, you know, getting in position and getting the guy down.
All right, then we got some more information here that I want to play with you guys. This is on – there we go. I need to be there at the bottom of the screen so you guys can see me. This is on Bryce and the way that he pushed through things to make this game the game that it was today. So let's go ahead and share that clip with you guys.
Together in between drives and really just making it come alive and finding the completions where they were and extending the play when he needed to. And I'm just proud of the way that he just pushed through for his teammates, you know, and it just speaks volumes to, you know, the type of leader that he's continuing to grow into, and you know, to be able to be available for his guys and find a bunch of different guys in different situations. All
right, so I'm going to continue to play a few more highlights, and again, super chats, subscribe. We need to get to 15,000 subscribers. That would be greatly appreciated. The bigger we grow, the more that we can do. With player interviews, coaches interviews. We have done by far the most one-on-one interviews of independent media out there. If you go over to our YouTube, you'll see we have a playlist of one-on-ones, and it's long, going all the way back to 2015. Every guy that is a guy, we have sat down and talked with them. So that just helps us continue to have access to players and coaches. And now I'm going to play the part where Coach should be talking about the message that he delivered to the team last night about today.
Love this group. I love the physical nature that we play with. I'm proud. It has to become your team. And I love this group. I love the physical nature that we play with. I'm proud of the effort I have been for over a year and a half now. The character of this group that just continues to fight, continues to play. And what we're waiting for is for these guys to take it, you know, to take the will and to say, this is our team, coach, we got it. And I had a bunch of guys, you know, coming out the locker room today saying, we got this. And they're just, you know, reaffirming. And even though the Falcons had a great first half and they made some plays in the second half too, obviously to, you know, send it into overtime, you know, this was a group that wasn't going to quit. And our guys just continue to step up and say, this is our team, let's go make this thing happen.
All right, and then we got another piece here that we're going to play, and this is just about, we got one more clip that we're going to play from Coach. And this is about, they have struggled with the run. They struggled mightily last week against the New Orleans Saints. They struggled mightily today against the Atlanta Falcons. Again, we're going to go to the stats here in just a minute, but this is Coach Dave Canales on teams stopping the run, which is something that they had. I mean, they were just crushing it for a while at first, and now we've been struggling lately with it. One moment.
Our run game has been a strong suit for us, and teams are making concessions for that, knowing that we have to be able to be a balanced attack. That if they're going to make it hard with loaded up boxes, crowded line of scrimmage, windows, and some completions, to complement that part of it. And in the back of my mind, it's like, can we get a lead, get into our run game, and have this thing finish as a balanced thing? We weren't able to do that, so we had to throw it a little bit more to give ourselves a chance, and the guys came together and allowed us to execute that.
All right. So those are the comments from head coach Dave Canales. We're going to keep things moving along. I like the participation that I'm getting from you guys with this live video streaming from the field of the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, where the Carolina Panthers again were just victorious over the Atlanta Falcons. Final score in overtime 30, Carolina Panthers, Atlanta Falcons 27. Carolina Panthers are now a half game out of first place, right behind the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's a great place to be. You got some tough football ahead of you, but playoff teams got to be able to beat tough teams, right? We got some tough games against the Rams coming up. 49ers actually is the most immediate Monday night game, so that's going to be great now that we won this one. So we got the 49ers Monday night, then we come back to Charlotte for the Rams as well as the Seahawks, yada, yada, yada. So some tough games left, but again, if you want your team to be a playoff team, then you got to put your big boy pants on and play these games that we have come up and play them tough, play them competitively. And Dave Canales got his work cut out for him, right? He now has teams where they're shutting down the run. And this week, today, he was able to get the pass going. And that's something that I said that he knew, Coach Canales knew that he needed a solution for. Okay, if teams just really, really just go all in on stopping the run, what can we do? And he got some things together today. Now, he's still going to have to continue to balance that, right? And that's ultimately where he wants to get to, is that you don't know what's coming. We can run the ball. We can pass the ball. Obviously, he wants to be able to just play smash mouth football and would prefer to be able to run it. No matter what you do, you stack the box. Okay, we're still going to run the ball a good amount. Had to get away from that today. And I'm glad that he did get stubborn. And that's some growth that he has as a head coach. He could have been stubborn and say, I'm going to keep going. But if you're not making enough progress at all in that, you got to bail from that, all right? We're going to go ahead to Bryce Young and his opening comments and his press conference. So we're going to get some Bryce Young highlights rolling for you guys here in just a second. All right, here we go. Where you at, Bryce? All right. Sometimes things get a little screwed up. So I'm just going to apologize right now. It looks like my time indicators are going to be off. So I'm going to do my best to find those times quickly during this live show so I can play these clips for you. Just bear with the one-man band here as I get all this together. But Bryce Young's opening comments from his press conference. Here you go.
Good. Yeah, it's good. Finished the stuff. God is good. It was again able to go through it, and training staff did a great job. Yeah, it's part of our identity. Coach says it all the time. It's on the board everywhere we go. It's on the walls. It's finished. We embrace that. We embody that as a team, as a unit, individual groups, and as an individual. I'm super grateful. Everyone on that team gives their all. They put their bodies on the line. Their time, everything. So I want to make sure I can reciprocate that.
Again, I'm going to try to get these correct. The timings are off. I won't go into how we get to that point. But let me see if I can't get you guys some more clips here. I really don't know if I'm going to be able to do so. Give me just a second. I won't try too long. Let's see here. So add 3 minutes. So it'll be 3:30. I know you guys hear me talking to myself here, but let me see if I can get this next clip ready for you at the 5 minute and 30 mark. All right, so if I got this right, this is going to be Bryce talking about knowing what they're capable of.
We also have to be balanced as well. The coaching staff today did a great job of giving us opportunities of scheming stuff up. Again, it's not one player, it's not one person, it's all of us. So credit goes to them, to the guys around me, and then we have to earn the right to be consistent at that.
Now, the next clip that I'm hopefully going to play for you will be Bryce talking about the pain fighting through that injury today. So again, this is going to be Bryce dealing with talking about that pain from the injury.
Yeah, pain's an accurate way to sum it up. Obviously you're just trying not to, look too far. You just getting through it. Coach staff was around, coach was around, all the guys are around. So you just breathe through the pain. That's all it is. You're just trying to push through it, get back up, and again, training staff did a great job. I was able to come back, get retaped, and again, regardless of what it is, I want to be out there with my guys. I want to be out there to play. I don't take this game for granted. The Lord's blessed me to be here, to have this opportunity, and any time that I am able to go, I always want to do that. So in the moment, you're just working through pain, just get up, walk off, and then after that, you're doing everything you can to get back on the field.
All right, and then we got another clip that we're going to play. Again, he set a record today. That he did something that no former Panther has done, and that was throw the rock 440-something yards today. And we're going to play a clip with him talking about achieving that. And I know you guys may wonder why my head's moving all around. I'm trying to get things going, man. It takes some effort. All right, so again, Bryce Young today threw for a record 448 yards. And something Cam has done, something, I was going to say Steve Berline. I have no idea why that name came to mind. I might as well go with Kerry Collins and name all the quarterbacks that we've had, right? But something that Cam Newton never did, or Jake Delhomme, throw for 448 yards. Here's Bryce on that accomplishment.
Yeah, definitely an honor. I have so much respect for Cam, for all that he has accomplished, for the player he is, all the stuff, I have, so much respect for him. So hearing that is definitely an honor. Again, you said it. You didn't want me to say it first, but I'm still going to repeat it. Individual award is not, that's not what I'm after. It doesn't mean anything. I'm grateful that we won. We had the most important stat today, and it was a win. That's all that matters. But again, being able to, be mentioned with Cam, with a player of that caliber, who I have so much respect for, it's definitely an honor.
All right, so there you guys go, hearing from Bryce Young talking about this great team win today. As you might imagine, I said it before, he is like a coach's dream in terms of his talk, right? What he says, the message that he echoes from his coach. This win today, going to celebrate it big. It's huge to get a division win, but he says 24 hours, it's going to be out. Dealt with a lot of pain today, but mostly just wanted to be out there for his guys. He's going to continue to talk. When asked about the injury, he says he's going to continue to trust the trainers, what they say to do, what their process is. His job is to play. When they say he can, he will. When they say he can't, he will not, and just trust the process. So very, very good game today. Very good win by Bryce Young. Good comeback, right? He needed this today. I know there were some questions when I was doing a live video the other day saying, hey, is today the game to decide Bryce's career for Coach Canales? I said, no, it's not. Today still does not do that. It's still like the whole body of work. It's 17 games. They play 18 weeks total. And we had a good game today. But we've seen this before, right? We've seen this before on this very field right here, where Bryce Young comes out, has an incredible game where you're just like, yes, now let's build on to, close off the season last year phenomenally. And then this year started off pretty bad. Pre-game stats that I talked about, Bryce, in 8 of his games, I believe it is, had thrown for less than 200 yards. Several games recently, he was just barely over 100 yards. And you're like, hey, what's going on here? Those games all had different things going on to them, but they're all struggles, really. We did not score over 18 points in those games. So, yeah, other things may have been working, but overall, you still want to be able to score more than 17 points. And today we got up to 30. Great to see. It's definitely a tale of two halves. And, again, there's a show that I do tomorrow where we can go into a little bit more in-depth about things and breaking film down. Well, not breaking film down, but I would have broken film down. It can give you guys more information from what I have observed in that. We got 7 Super Chats today, which is really awesome. I wouldn't be mad if we go ahead and let's round it out, get 3 more and get 10, right? I would be mad at that. That would be great. That would be really great. Got some more bonus video that I'm going to play for you guys here in just a second. This is Tommy Tremble on Bryce Young, and this is a video that's courtesy. I'll tell you after I play it, but here's Tommy Tremble in the lockers.
It's the same thing I say every time you guys ask me that question, man. He's a baller, and people always doubt him, and when they doubt him the most, that's when he always comes through, and that's resilience. Not a lot of people in the world can do that stuff, and he's one of those dudes, man. We love playing with him. He's a freaking playmaker, and he's tough cooking, man. Coming out, getting it out like that was the reason we got the win. I mean,
so that's hold on, I got stuff going on. So that was Tommy Tremble just saying, you guys can say what you want to say. Bryce Young is a baller. I say it. That video, Joe Person of The Athletic, be sure to check him out. That was on his Twitter feed that we got that from right there. And then we also got another clip here. Looks like this might be something from David Newton of ESPN. Looks like he got a clip of Tetairoa McMillan in the locker room. We're going to share this clip with you guys as well. T-Mac. Hey, by the way, let's get some more likes. Every video should have 100 likes because it costs you nothing, does a lot for me as independent media. Again, it helps us to grow, helps me to be on the field like you see me being on the field, helps me talk to players in the locker room, coaches, all that stuff that you see me do. In the draft, I always sit down one-on-one with head coach Dave Canales and general manager Dan Morgan. I just need a little bit of support so I can continue to do what you guys love to do and what I love to do as well. All right, let's go ahead and play this clip, Tetairoa McMillan. T-Mac.
Man, yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, I don't wish injury on no player, you know, on our side of the ball or their side of the ball, but, you know, when you see your starting quarterback go down like that, you know, it's a little hurting, but, you know, I told him, man, I saw him come back in the game, I'm like, hey, you good? He was like, yeah. I was like, well, next time, get your ass up.
So that's Tetairoa McMillan, obviously. You never like to see that, but it's still a little bit scary to witness and to watch. Then we got one more clip that we're going to play for you guys, and then we're going to go ahead and get into these stats. Again, hit that like button. Let's go ahead and get to 100 likes. Why not? Costs you nothing. Means the world for me. Helps me out tremendously. Super chats are welcome. You see the Cash App on the bottom of the screen there in case you guys have the ability to do the Cash App. And, all right, Hunter, I'm trusting you. Hunter has me playing this clip for you guys. So if this is not a good clip, we all get to talk about Hunter because, again, he feeds me all these videos that I play to you guys. This is a video clip courtesy of Jonathan Stewart, Mr. Great Man of Carolina. We're up to 72 likes. I need 28 more. All right, 27 more. You guys are getting on to it. All right, here we go. Jonathan Stewart.
Let's go, young Fitzgerald. Let's do it again. Ryan Fitzgerald, ladies and gentlemen. Carolina! Let's go, Panthers! Woo!
All right. Good stuff. A clip from Jonathan Stewart celebrating the victory. Carolina Panthers again, 6-5, solidly in second place. A half game back from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for first place. So let's go ahead and, again, look at these standings really quick. Tampa Bay at 6-4, Carolina at 6-5, Atlanta Falcons 3-7, New Orleans Saints 2-8. That is some good stuff to see. Let's go ahead and take a look at this record day right here. That's not the right stat that we need to look at. Let's look at this stat right here. Bryce Young. Let's just take a look at this and marvel. We're going to break this down. Stay with me here, all right, as we break this down. He threw for 448 yards, 31 of 45, and let's take a look at that average there. You see that average? It's not his normal 3.7, 5.2, 4.6. Bryce Young had daggone 10-yard average. Bryce, was cooking. I like it. I like it. Bryce Young, 3 touchdowns. 3 touchdown passes. Again, in the past 4 games, we haven't scored 21 points. And today, Bryce Young threw for 3 touchdowns. That's definitely 21 points. No interceptions. Let's do this right here for Bryce. No interceptions. That's what you need. That's what you like to see. That's what Bryce had. That's what gave us the opportunity to come back and win this game. 123.2 passer rating. Ladies and gentlemen, Bryce Young just had a very big, huge career day. Maybe, could end up being the best of his career, right? 448. That's just not something that you get to too often as a quarterback, period, no matter who you are. So it's just going to be very important for Bryce to continue to channel this moment, channel how he felt. And I know he's a guy that doesn't like to look back and just likes to look forward. But to Bryce, please, maybe that's just something you say publicly, that you just keep looking forward. You don't look back so you can maintain answers, right? But Bryce, for me, look back at this game. You've done it here twice in Atlanta. And I don't want to say like, yeah, you're just a Atlanta. He loves Atlanta. That could be part of it for whatever it is. He could just have good fortunes in Atlanta. But everything that you did today, your focus, your concentration, your decision-making, your no turnovers and 3 touchdowns, that's big. We need to channel it so that we can continue to duplicate it. All right? We're up to 79 likes with nearly 300 people watching. Come on. Don't skip. Don't skimp on the likes. They're free. They help. They're needed. Now let's look at this right here. This is something that we have not seen before. This is your Carolina Panthers team with a 100-yard receiver and many, many guys having big plays, chunk plays, splash plays, whatever you want to call it. Plays over 20, 25 yards. We had Tedero McMillan with a play that was 39 yards. Rico Dowdle with a play that was 28 yards. Jalen Coker with a 21. Xavier Leggett with a 36. Mitchell Evans with a 25. And Tommy Tremble with his only catch of the day being 54. Hey, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is 6. 6. 6. That is 6 huge plays. And each week I put out the pass chart, the receiving chart, and the rush chart. I cannot wait to put that chart out tomorrow for you guys to see the breakdown of where his targets were, which ones were completed, and how he moved the ball over the field today. So great job today by Bryce Young with that. And let me also let me go back really quickly to Bryce. So you see 448 on the game. But here's the thing. At halftime, Bryce had 130. At halftime, Bryce had 130. So, do you know what that means? I'm going to give you guys a second. Give you a second. And by the way, the Cash App is at the bottom of the screen in case you're able to support us in that way. Your boy Bryce Young, BY9, QB1, Bama Bryce. I don't know if he's going to be the Reaper this week. But he had over 300 yards passing in the second half. Bryce Young had 318 yards passing in the second half after he got injured. It's crazy. It's phenomenal. Let's keep those. All right, we're getting up there with the likes. We're up to 85, just 15 more. Let's continue to rock through these numbers here. And rushing, I don't know. I definitely got to look back at the film. I got to see what's going on, because to take Rico Dowdle and start to shut him down, I get that, right? You get this guy from going to 200 yards to just over 100 to, maybe 80, 75, but 45 yards from Rico, a 2.4 average. That hurts. Chua did pretty good with his attempts, 4 carries for 21 yards, a 5.3 yard average, a long of 6. 1 second, guys. But overall, 25 carries for the Carolina Panthers team as a whole, 67 yards as a whole, a 2.7-yard average. So the run game completely non-existent today. But this is like what happened today. I'm not too mad at it. In the sense of we still need to build on this, right? The problem last week was we couldn't get either one going. And you tend to think like it's the NFL. Very skilled guys on both teams, right? You're going to have a day where they shut down your run. All right? You need to have something you could do on the pass. Some days they'll shut down your pass if that's your strong point. Well, you need to have something up your sleeve, some kind of way to work the run. So as long as we continue to find a balance to doing that, I'm okay. Let's go ahead and look at this defense. Defensive side, we had Trevon Moreg doing his thing very well, very successfully, leading his team with tackles with 11. Claudin Sherrillis, who looked like he was going to have some fishy moments, but he came out, was able to balance out and do pretty well. Sherrillis finishing with 10 tackles. Christian Roseboom, who did leave the game injured. Christian Roseboom had 10 tackles. So Nick Scott, let's see if we got any sacks. No sacks today. Let me make sure of that because I think we didn't have any sacks today. Yeah. No sacks by the Carolina Panthers. But we killed time of possession for the game. Oh no, that's hold on, let me make sure I'm looking at the full thing here. Time of possession 37 minutes to 27. No, that's not up there on the screen, but there you go. Look at the rest of those stats. Nick Scott, Corey Thornton, Nick Scorton, J.C. Horn. There you go. That's what that looked like. Time of possession wise, we had 37 minutes to their 27. But really, again, this is a tale of two halves because in that second half, Atlanta Falcons barely had the ball. That second half. Second half stats for time of possession, we had the ball for 24 minutes, and the Atlanta Falcons had it for 12. So we had the ball for twice as much as they did, and really it started with the kickoff, and Carolina Panthers recovering it. And you thought for a second when we went for it and then we didn't get it, like man, here we go. We're about to have that Saints problem again. We're about to have the New Orleans Saints problem here in Atlanta. But we didn't. That was our one thing that we couldn't convert on was that fourth down. But we were able to rebound and do pretty well. All right, let me continue to go through these. And then I'm going to try to get to some of your guys' questions here. Just want to make sure I go through all of my notes and action that I have for today. So the injuries that we have, I don't think this is the full list, but we had Bryce Young that was injured. Obviously, he came back. He's dealing with that ankle. We're going to see how that goes. I bet your bottom dollar that Bryce will not be practicing on Wednesday. Bet your bottom dollar that Dave Canales is going to want to have this guy available for that game in San Francisco. Thankfully, they do get an extra day because that game is on Monday night, so that should bode well for Bryce. But I'm going to assure you guys you're not going to see much of Bryce Young. I'll go to practice and get you guys some video to see. But I don't predict that we're going to see Bryce Young too much. Christian Roseboom had left with a hamstring injury. Don't think he returned. And when he went out, then Sherrillis took over being the middle, calling the defense for the defense. Xavier Legette had an injury. I forgot to write down what his injury was. So we'll continue to work on those and get updates from you guys on that. So appreciate everybody for tuning in. Great show today, right? Great show. We got 89 likes, so I need 11 more. We'll like 11 more. We got 7 super chats, which are great. Let's go ahead and work some of these comments, right? That's what I do. Interact with you guys. Why was the game-winning field goal so awkward? The officials never even put up their hands that the kick was good. Leonard, that is a very good question. Because being here live in the stadium, I thought, like, did somebody call a timeout? Are they unsure about something that it did end kind of awkwardly? that you kind of like, huh? Is it really over? And then in addition, I should save most of this for tomorrow, but maybe call this nitpicking, right? Once Tommy had that reception, that 50-plus yard reception, got darn close to scoring, being inside the red zone, it's a chip shot, right? I'm okay with that first play being let's line the ball up if you're kicker, if Ryan Fitzgerald has this particular spot that he likes to kick the ball from, right, left, center, whatever, wherever it is, let's hand the ball off to somebody and let them fall so he can kick it from exactly where he wants to kick it. Okay, so I was fine with that. But then come that second down play, then the third down play. I'm like, what? Hey, what are we doing? This is not regulation where we need to run out the clock and make sure that they have no time left to kick, because we still, I think, had like 7 minutes left in that overtime for that. Additionally, it's like, hey, didn't we all just see Bryce Young get his foot stepped on, which led to him getting an injury, nearly a fumble earlier in the game? I don't think we want that to happen with this guy with this obviously tender ankle. Or what about a fumble? They do happen. Teams these days, the peanut punch, everybody does it. Everybody goes after it. So I didn't like how many times they just kept going first down, second down, third down, fourth down. But nevertheless, we won. If we won't nitpick today, we'll celebrate today. We'll nitpick on another day. Dogman 10, I hit Canales up and told him, let that dog loose. Okay. I like that, dog, man. I like that. See if we can't get to a few more comments. Mrs. Gargoyle says, awesome content, Chris. Hey, thank you. Again, a lot of what you guys see is possible through the team with Patrick Snyder holding down the photographs and then Hunter Bailey feeding me the clips that we do from the pressers and also from those guys in the locker room. So, again, credit to David Newton over at ESPN, Joe Personal over at The Athletic, as we show some of their clips from Twitter from inside of the locker room. But appreciate you, Mrs. Gargoyle. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Let this be the second half like last year. Yeah, man. Yeah, there's possibilities. There is absolutely possibilities here. Ty Burr, you had your audio going in and out? Yeah, I am pretty solid on my audio over here, so hopefully you're able to get things corrected on your end and hear me clearly. Davey Broughton, what's going on? Yeah, let's go Panthers. Let's do it. Let's get 7 more likes. Then I'm getting out of here. Got to get back to get some dinner. We are up to 93 likes. I'm ready to end. I'll continue to go through these comments until I get up to 100 likes, all right? With 300 people watching, that should take 2 seconds. I know there's 7 people that haven't hit the like button yet that could do me that favor, hit the like button. I'd greatly appreciate it. Meanwhile, I'll say what's going on to my member, one of my loyal, great, big supportive members, Ali Bodrick. Welcome back, Chris. Bryce beat 2 different quarterbacks today after getting hurt twice, and the Panthers got the sweep. Yeah, Michael Penix got hurt, and Kirk Cousins came in, tried to keep the lead, was not able to do so. So Bryce Young sort of, technically beat 2 teams, 2 quarterbacks in one day. How about that? CJ Trent, so you're not going to read any of mine. Okay. So hey, here's the deal, guys. If you want your comments to be read, 2 things that you can do. One is become a member. If you become a member, then I'm able to, your comments stand out. You're one of those people that support the channel. You get priority for me to answer. The other thing that you can do is do a super chat. When you do a super chat, that stands out to me as well. I can easily come to those and make sure I get those comments in there. Outside of that, especially on a game day when it's either pregame or postgame and I'm on this field in this stadium, there's so many things that I have going on, people, noise, videos, audios, photos, that I can't get to all the comments. So if you do want to increase your chance, you can do one of those things. Or CJ Trent, you can come over to our Monday night show, which I mentioned. That show is dedicated 100% to talking and engaging with you fans. That's why I go live. That's why I call myself man of the people. So consider doing that. Sir, I wasn't able to get to some other comments that you may have had, but I appreciate you being, checking us out. We're going to get to one more out here. We're at 97, so 3 more likes. 3 more. We can do it. 3 more likes, and you'll see me run across the field. Let me see. Do I have anybody here who can throw me a pass? I don't see any footballs around. I was gonna offer to catch a pass on the field, but let's try to get to some more of these comments until we get to 100 likes. So proud of our team and Bryce Young finishing the game by any means necessary. That was extraordinarily impressive by Bryce Young. Are we playing to have a stat war, or are we playing to win the game? Playing to win the game. Absolutely playing to win the game. I like this one from Ghost Daddy. Ice Young. Yes. Ice Young. My man Hunter McDonald, who called into the show yesterday. Appreciate you tuning in. Trying to get your comment on here. There we go. We got to 100 likes. So we're going to end on this one because I need to go get me some dinner. The coaching slander has to stop, bro. Bryce just need to be willing to take those shots. So I'm assuming that there are some things going on in the comments that I'm not able to get up to date on, but based off of that and doing this for a long time, probably means there's some comments about the coach. If there is a lot of comments negatively about Coach Dave Canales, I don't know why. Because, again, today he's not a robot. He's not a puppet, controlling what Bryce does. He's calling plays. And I'm a guy that watches a lot of football, been covering his team forever. And I know sometimes you can get into some really, really, really technical 15-layer talks about football. And to me, it is, after all, truly just entertainment. So I don't go to do that. But I go and say this. Yeah, there's other factors, but Dave Canales calls plays, Bryce Young throws them. Just generally speaking, there's opportunities for him to throw the ball at times where he has not been throwing the ball, did not take a shot, maybe throw a bad pass. Sometimes the receiver might not have ran the right route or given all their effort. But what you saw today was Bryce Young taking shots down the field, being confident, and again, he put the ball out there at times where the guy was wide open. He also put the ball out there a few times where it was a tighter window. And I think I really feel like Bryce just got into the zone after he got hurt. After he got hurt, you saw look at the stats. They were losing before he got hurt. They were trying to win before he got hurt. But after he got hurt, it's like he just went into this channel zone that was incredible, that gave the Carolina Panthers that record-breaking day for him as a quarterback, 448 yards, gave them the victory. And, hopefully we'll continue to see that happen and continue to see those things come. Hey, my name is Chris Jenkins, credentialed member of the media covering the Carolina Panthers for Charlotte Vibe, a.k.a. Man of the People, a.k.a. the hardest working man in showbiz. Thank you all so much for your support, for tuning into this show. We'll be back at it tomorrow night, Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, breaking down the film some more, taking your questions. The show is dedicated towards you guys calling in, so long as you have a cell phone or a computer with the internet and a camera to it. I welcome you to come on to the show. See you tomorrow. So this is Chris Jenkins live from Mercedes-Benz Stadium for Charlotte Vibe.